What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about a couple different types of cardio. Now, I thought this would be kind of interesting because I just recently had someone hire me, and they do a decent amount of cardio, and I'm talking about like 5 or 6 days a week of cardio. And something that's very popular again nowadays, it used to be popular back in the day, are classes like cardio classes, cardio kickboxing, body pump, spinning. There's this new kind of more intense kind of spinning that's like a fix this fucking camera angle. That's like its own workout in its own workout facility, and essentially what you're doing is cardio. They consider it cardio. Like, this is cardio. Okay, cool. Now, as the body adapts to cardio, you need to be able to progress to get the body to adapt better. And I'm talking about for fat loss and getting in shape. I'm not talking about cardiovascular conditioning. I'm not talking about your heart whatsoever. Now, I am absolutely hypocritical when I say everyone should do cardio every day. And that's for their heart, to be healthy. At 38 years old, I think about that more now. And after the passing of the Ultimate Warrior and a few other people due to heart attacks and lack of heart function and cardiovascular system health, I should be doing it, and I don't, and that's hypocritical of me, but I know that it's supposed to be done, and that's what I tell people to do. That's the correct information. Whether I do it or not, that's the right thing to do. And a lot of people get by with, well, not a lot, but very few people are like, oh, I do 5 minutes of cardio twice a week and I'm shredded. Motherfucker, you got a fast metabolism. Don't fucking tell me that the rest of the world's out there getting shredded 5 minutes of cardio. It's bullshit. Very few people get away with that. And on top of that, your 10 minutes of cardio a week is not helping your heart. So I don't give a fuck what you look like. Your heart and your cardiovascular system suck. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay, use it or lose it. That's how the body works. So I get people that come to me and they're like, well, I'm doing spinning 5 days a week, 6 days a week, I'm doing all these classes. You look at their diet and you're like, okay, the diet's not that bad. I mean, it's could be better. I'm weight training 4 to 5 times a week, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I kind of take the other stuff aside. And I always begin with cardio. And I look at the cardio and I realize that it's a class. It's not individual. So when I myself or a client gets on an elliptical, it is now an individual exercise for that individual, based for individual results, very goal-specific results. Now, as you're tracking your progress and you get leaner, you don't necessarily have to go up in weight in time on let's say the elliptical. Let's say you're doing 20 minutes on level 4. A few weeks you notice you're starting to kind of level out and it's getting easier cardiovascular wise. Bump it up to level 6. All of a sudden now it's harder, it's more difficult. Your metabolism picks up again. Now that's individual to you. In these classes, you can't do that. You're in control of what you should do. Like, cranking in the spinning class, you crank that wheel and the thing to keep spinning, but you're not sitting there going, okay, last time I cranked it 3 times. Today I'm going to crank it 3 1/4. Like, you don't even think about that. So there's no progression. It's hit or miss. If you feel tired one day, you have nothing to really gauge it by except I'm tired and I can't push. So you have no idea if you're actually progressing or not. You're just doing these classes. And almost everybody that comes through says, oh, these classes are killer. They're killer. They're killer. And I'm like, they can't be killer all the time if you're adapting. You have to get to a certain point where, they become almost easy. Or you can do them without being killer. If not, something's going wrong. Or you're not adapting to that stimulus. All right? You're not getting better at doing what you're doing. You're not progressing. So you get all these classes that are basically a general class for all kinds of people, and they always say, oh, take it at your own pace, and da-da-da-da. Well, how do you know how hard you're pushing? Well, I'm breathing heavy. So fucking what? You're not tracking anything. There's nothing keeping you on track. When you get on a treadmill, you have to keep that pace. And this is where I have a lot of problems with people. Well, I want to go walking around my neighborhood. I want to go walking outside. It's nice out. I'm like, can you keep the pace? Can you keep the intensity and the pace up? Oh, yeah. Put them on a treadmill for the same amount of time. They can't do it. You know why? Because they slow down. They slow down when they're walking around. They don't push the pace. They don't push the intensity. When you put them on a treadmill, it's apparent to see their body has not adapted. This is why they're not getting results. Their cardiovascular system is no better. They're not using oxygen any better. The mitochondria is not using oxygen any better over a 24-hour period because they're not pushing that VO2 max. It's not happening. So, I think all these different things have their places, but I also think cardiovascular-wise in particular, it's very important to have a progression. Like, if you're doing 4 hours of fucking cardio now and you're still fat, where the fuck do you think you're going to go? If you're doing 5 spinning classes a week for an hour a pop and you contact me and you're like, Jerry, well, where do you think you're going to go from there? Where it's different if you're doing 25 minutes of cardio in the morning, we could say, all right, 25 minutes on what level? On level 5. Okay, let's bump it up to level 6 this week. All of a sudden, that little progression causes the stimulus for your cardiovascular system, and actually causes an increase in metabolism longer by increasing the intensity. The body has to adapt to it. Okay, so if you're not adapting to anything because things are technically not the same all the time where you can adapt, your body's going to adapt in a very strange way by not adapting, if that makes any sense. I know right now people are scratching their head to go, it adapts by not adapting. Yes, what happens is the body can never fully figure out what it's trying to do, never fully adapt to it. So therefore, it does weird things. It does weird things like not get more efficient. So that way, every single time, it's harder, it's harder, it's harder, it's harder, and you're like, well, how the fuck is this not getting easier? It's like training with weights. If you go in the gym and you're benching 135 and you get it for 12, and you're slowly progressing, it's getting lighter, well, you add weight to it, okay? If you add weight to it, now like 185 is harder. It's like it feels like 135 did. But now, as a byproduct, your body has adapted. As a byproduct, your body is getting stronger. The muscles have gotten bigger. If you stay at 135 and just train with that for the next 30 minutes, you're not going to see the results. Although your body will adapt to getting better at doing that 135, it'll never get better to where you want to be in the future. So be aware, these cardio, high-intensity intervals, steady state, all this stuff has its place. But if you start out jumping into these classes, which, burn more calories, all these fucking calorie burnings, if all this shit worked, why the fuck would you guys be coming to me? You guys are doing all this shit already, and you're listening to these other trainers and having these other coaches telling you to burn this many calories, but you're still coming and fucking hiring me. Why? Because it's not working. It's not the fucking diet. It's not the training program. It's not the cardio. It's in general the principles and how the fucking body works that people don't understand. Goal-specific weight training, goal-specific diet, goal-specific cardio with progression to get your body better adapted at a better 24-hour, faster, 24-hour metabolism. That's how it works, period. Biostraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is the blog, and where learn how to walk before you try to run bicep, and we're out.